I want to briefly talk about the two design workflows that I utilize whenever a client approaches me for a web design project. So, starting from the first one, tailor-made websites, which is going to be probably the vast majority of the cases. Client is going to want something which is completely custom and tailor-made. So that includes the very common workflow of creating the entire website in Figma. So you focus on the design first. And once the design is approved and we're happy with the overall direction, we then move to the development, which is the Webflow part of it. So you would bring that design to life within Webflow. Now, this approach is, of course, the best approach to create something which is completely customized and tailor-made for a brand. You have full control over everything, but of course, it doesn't come with its downside, which is more time and effort required. So there's going to be instances where it's going to be a strategic move to leverage either one of the Webflow libraries, which we extensively talked about previously in other videos, such as Flowbase, Relium, or one of the many libraries that are available on webflow.com, or even a template, which is essentially going to be a full website which is already created that you can leverage as a template. Now, of course, you're going to need to decide with which one of these approach makes more sense in the context. A lot of the times it simply comes down to how much time and how much is the budget of the client. Because if a client comes to you with a very low budget and a tight timeline, maybe they don't even care too much about creating something completely custom because they just need to wrap up a landing page, or maybe it's a friend of yours which needs a website, something that looks good, maybe a landing page, but they don't really have the resources or nor they want you to invest too much time. Well, in that case, you as a designer are going to have an opportunity to create a template which can suggest them to utilize a template, or you can wrap up something up with a library item and of components, and you can essentially have a really solid website without having to go through all the hoops and all the time investment needed in order to create that website. So again, it really depends on the scenarios. Some designers swear by creating everything tailor-made, but myself, I like to always analyze what is the business objective and what is going to bring the most ROI in that specific client case. So templates are definitely something that you should consider. And one of the benefits is that you're going to focus for the very most part on the design and maybe some tweaking of the original components in Webflow. Now, again, you don't want to simply utilize template and not make it original. You can customize it as much as you want. In fact, I used it for even for Geo designs. I used a template base, which allowed me to have a strong, solid structure, which was from a template that was built really well. And then I customized it heavily based on my specific needs. So there's nothing wrong with creating templates or adjusting templates as long as you create a unique outcome in the end. And on top of that, what I want to also mention is that when it comes to the design and the development part, usually these days I'm really focused on the design side of things and the strategic information architecture, and really trying to make sure that from a high level the website is fulfilling the business requirements. When it comes to the development, if it's a more simple site or something which doesn't require extensive coding, I really enjoy doing the development. But one thing that you can also consider is you can, if you're a designer primarily, you can lay down the foundation of the development, so basically the structure of the website. But if you find that you encounter a very specific use case where you have a advanced component that you need to create, and maybe you're not entirely sure how to do it because you don't really have that advanced development skills which require you to tweak with decoding and all of that stuff. One thing that I like to also do is to hire someone who's an expert at that specific task. So for example, say that I'm faced with a project that requires me to create a JavaScript a script for a specific area of the website. I could technically utilize ChatGPT and my personal knowledge of JavaScript in order to solve that issue. And if I know that I can find a solution in a relatively feasible amount of time, I am going to do that. But on top of that, you can simply ask someone who is an expert at JavaScript to solve that problem for you. So in exchange of course, money, because it's going to simply become easier for you to outsource these type of projects, even if that means sacrificing the profit margins. I'm all in for the end results to be absolutely amazing for the clients, because that is going to bring more money in the future and also referrals. So see it as an investment in yourself and your business. So always think about not only about your skills and what you can do, but how can I create the best solution for my clients and essentially work in the most efficient way. And also when if you're doing outsourcing, I really wouldn't skip on finding great talents. You want to invest real money into this, and I would simply avoid outsourcing to cheap labor, because the opportunity cost that can come from hiring the wrong developers, it's simply not worth it. You want to have real talents with great experience that are going to solve problems in an efficient way. So that's pretty much self-explanatory, I believe, but just wanted to put it out there. And that's pretty